Webheads, comic book fans, welcome to my top 10 most anticipated comics for April 6, 2022. Guys, it's never too early to start thinking about your pull list for next week, and hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Guys, I'm Mike Spider Slayer, and welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. Before we dive into our countdown this week, guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to Mutant Beaver Comics. Guys, they have over 1,100 exclusive comics in their store. So if you guys are into variant comic book covers, go on to mutantbeavercomics.com. You guys will definitely find something there for you. And when you do, you can go ahead and use my promo code Corner10. You can save 10% off of your entire purchase and future purchases after that, guys. So mutantbeavercomics.com. You'll have great customer service and excellent packaging. All right, guys. So let's kick off this countdown now officially with the book that's on the hot seat. And the book that's on the hot seat today goes to Little Monsters. This is issue 2. This is the newest series by Jeff Lemire. Now, I think people were a little bit disappointed with Little Monsters issue 1 because there wasn't a lot that actually happened in this comic book. We got introduced to a lot of little vampire kids, and it looks like their master, which I think is Dracula, has kind of abandoned them, and they've been eating rats, and there's been no human contact, so they can't eat humans. And at the end of the first issue, they found a human, and this issue now, what are they going to do with this human? The description describes that they haven't tasted human blood in a long time, so do they taste this human's blood? So I don't know what's in store for this comic book based off of that first issue. I guess it just was a character interaction, or introduction. So hopefully this book, develops a little bit more. I don't know if I'll give it too many more issues after 2. And if it does, then I'll continue reading. And if it doesn't, I might drop it. I'm a huge Jeff Lemire fan. I want to like this book, so let's hope it picks up. And remember, it's black and white with a little bit of red in there, so a little bit different, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed with it. So 32 pages, $4. We have the book that's on the rise. This one goes to Black Widow issue 15. This is Die by the Blade part 4 of 4. So this is the end of a story arc where Black Widow is dealing with her maybe her biggest nemesis ever, the person that truly can kick her ass, by the name of the Living Blade. And if you read the last issue, man, something really bad happens to Natasha, and you're led to believe that maybe, just maybe, that her arm got sliced off. You don't know for sure. Look at the cover here. Gorgeous cover by Adam Hughes, but look at how her right arm, they don't show it. So does that actually happen in the comic or not? You'll have to read to find out, but this is a very good book by Kelly Thompson. I would say out of all the books that Kelly Thompson has actually written, this is probably her best book to date. So I highly recommend Black Widow. This is 28 pages, $4. If you're following the legacy numbering, this is legacy numbering issue 55. All right, moving on to number 10. And number 10, we have a new Spider book coming out. And I don't know if this is a one-shot or not, but this is Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk issue 1. He comes back, character from Spider-Verse and whatnot. Anarchy in the Spider-Verse. Spider-Punk gets his own series. Hobie Brown is the Arachnic Spider-Punk, set to protect Earth in Earth 138. So that's what's going on. I guess Cody Ziegler is the writer of this title. So this is an ongoing book, unless told otherwise. I guess it just depends on sales of this. But how many of you guys are going to jump on Spider-Punk? I'm very curious. What do you guys think of the character? I think he's kind of cool. I don't have a problem with a spider character, rocking on, right? So this one is 28 pages, and this one is $4. Let's continue here with number 9. And number 9 winds up going to, as this truck drives by, Firepower issue 19. This is a new story arc and the return of this series. Man, it's been a hot minute since this book has come out. I think it's been since freaking November or something like that. Long time. This book is written by Robert Kirkman, and Chris Samney does the artwork here. So if you're a fan of Samney's artwork, you're going to like this book. This is a story about Owen Johnson, who has the lost art of shooting fireballs from his hands, right? And now the power is being passed on to his daughter. They went to this forbidden land. They came across these serpent guys and this masters and all this other stuff. It's been so long since I've read this book, I've almost forgotten what it's about. However, if you like kung fu, if you like, martial arts and stuff like that, you're gonna like this book. I think it's got great character work in it. It's very down to earth as well, because Owen Johnson's just your normal everyday family man that has this past life, and you've learned that through this series. So I'm looking forward to it. 24 pages, and this one is $4. Coming in at number 8, we have a new number 1. This is Marauders issue 1. This is volume 2. We needed a volume 2. I don't know why they couldn't just continue from the current numbering, but I guess, when you have a new volume and you want people to jump on, go for it. This is called Extinction Agenda Part 1. We got new team, new villains, new mysteries. So Captain Kate Pryde is back. She has a new Marauders team formed, and they're rededicating themselves to rescuing mutants wherever they may be, right? So they need one more person to join the team. Somehow, some way, it's going to be Cassandra Nova. I don't know, but if you read the annual, it was a lead-in into this actual book, and it was like this treasure map that they had to follow. So it seems like this book might actually have a strong direction, where Jerry Duggan wrote the previous Marauders title, which was strong in the beginning, and then it fills it out because he took over X-Men. So I feel like this book has now a direction, and I think this could be a good book, especially if you're a Kate Pryde fan. She's a great character, right? So we'll see what happens with it. There's actually legacy numbering to this, guys. Legacy numbering 28, 36 pages, and it's $5. How do you have legacy numbering for a book that has one volume and it had 20-something issues? It's stupid. Oh, God. Moving on to number 7, we have Devil's Reign. This is issue 6, the conclusion, guys. Wilson Fisk, trying to be mayor once again. You got Luke Cage, who's running against him. Obviously, we had the death of a character in the last issue, and it wasn't who you thought it was. It was just kind of a ploy. But if you've read Daredevil for a long time, it was kind of predictable on who the character that died actually died. This event has been okay. I don't really think, though, the event was necessary. I think they could have just done this within a story arc and just ended the Daredevil volume, and then they're starting a new one. So I don't know. It's been an okay book. It's just been a lot of if it doesn't have to do with the main character like Daredevil, Elektra, and Mayor Fisk, all the other characters involved are just fighting each other because they can't use their powers, and if they do, they get thrown in jail. Not much there. Has a little bit like a Civil War vibe to it, and they hinted at that. They tell you that they didn't want it to get to that level, but I don't know. It's been an okay thing. It hasn't been the greatest, though. Let's move on. We got Moon Knight issue 10, and this is coming in at the number 6 spot. An assassin infiltrates the Midnight Mission, while another hidden enemy strikes at Moon Knight where he is most vulnerable. Attacked on 2 fronts, the Fist of Khonshu is put on the back foot, but that's where he is most dangerous. Legacy numbering 210. 28 pages, $4. Now, this book has been really well done. It's got interrupted a little bit through Devil's Reign, where we've had I think it's his brother, or was the other guy that's part of the Fist of Khonshu. I forgot his name off the top of my head. Kind of take over for him, right? And then we wind up getting the I guess the house or the mansion or whatever it was that was built in a couple issues ago as well. Pardon me if I don't know exactly what's going on, just because I've never been a huge Moon Knight fan in the past, but I've enjoyed Jed MacKay's run, so it's kind of all new to me, right? I find myself interested in the character, and he's writing him well. And the most recent issue with Moon Knight in it was that Devil's Reign tie-in, and that was actually really good. It was like one of my favorite books of the week when he was in prison and he went to go kill a bad guy. I thought that was awesome, man. And I think Moon Knight is a great character. Looking forward to the show. Hopefully I'll learn more about him through the show as well. But this book is probably going to be pretty cool. Number 5 goes to Strange issue 2. So Clea is the new Sorcerer Supreme. Obviously, you know that because it was reiterated 100 times in that first issue. But I still enjoyed the first issue. And now Jed MacKay writes this book as well. As he goes with Wong, they went to a plaza to go get coffee. They did some battle against some sorcerers that were trying to kill them. And Clea's mission is to resurrect Doctor Strange. There's no keeping this secret, guys. We all know from the very beginning that Clea was going to try to resurrect Strange. We all know that Strange is going to come back, right? So Jed MacKay was like, I'm not keeping a secret. I'm just going to let them know out there that he is coming back. And you guys kind of all knew that too. So I like that first issue. And by the time we got to the end of the last one, we get reintroduced as Thunderstrike, but he's coming back from the dead, and she's battling this guy by the name of Harvest Man. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. The artwork was really good, so I'm looking forward to this second issue. And you know, a lot of people were upset about the whole Doom situation, as Doom should have been the next Sorcerer Supreme, and she kind of just like pushed him off to the side. Does Doctor Doom get super pissed off and come back in this series? My prediction is, yeah, I think he is. I don't think you saw the last of Doom when it comes to this book. So this one is legacy numbering 418, 28 pages, and this one is $4. Next, we move on to number 4. And number 4 goes to Scorched issue 4. The all-out action book, the team-up book, the Avengers-esque book when it comes to the Spawn universe. This book is always really good. Last issue, we got introduced to who the Soul Crusher is, how he used to be a mortal enemy towards Spawn, and now it looks like the Soul Crusher and the Spawns are going to team up to take out the Russians, I guess. This is a very interesting book. I love it. I love all the action. I love the dynamic between all the Spawn characters. I think this is a fun book if you're looking for action. Like, Scorched and Gunslinger is where it's at. Spawn is Spawn. It's always going to be there, and King Spawn is a little bit of the slower of the other ones, but this one is a lot of fun, and I love seeing all the interaction between the characters, like I said. So pick this up, guys. 24 pages, $2.99. Best deal in new comics today. Coming in at number 3 now, we have Batman Beyond Neo Year. This is issue 1. Neo Gotham is alive and has killed Bruce Wayne. It's rejected Terry McGinnis as Batman and offered him the chance to escape. But Terry McGinnis declines, and he is going to be the new Batman and the protector of Neo Gotham. So, looking forward for Batman Beyond to return. Terry McGinnis. If you guys are fans of Batman the Animated Series, then you know, Batman Beyond, this is the book for you. It's been a while since Batman Beyond has been around, and even though this is another Bat book, this is just a classic Bat character, so I'm on board with this one. Definitely looking forward to it. We have 32 pages, and this is a $4 comic. Coming in at number 2, We have She-Hulk. This is issue 3. Jack of Hearts is back. We got to see him in the last issue. He kind of got you caught up of like what happened to him. Something is very wrong with him. Like, he doesn't need to eat. He doesn't need to drink. There's a lot of things that that he never used to do in the past, and now all of a sudden it feels like he's mortal, like he can die, right? And we got a lot of that in the last issue, but you didn't get a lot of She-Hulk in the last issue. You got it at the end of the book, like how she interacts at people when she's green and how people perceive her when she's green, and I love her interaction with the outside world, and that's what I want to see more of in this book, and I think we'll get it here. Looking forward to future issues of this. I love the artwork. Just the interactions between characters are really well done. And what's the story with Jack of Hearts here? Like, he's everywhere in the Marvel Comics all of a sudden. So we'll see what happens. Legacy numbering 166, 28 pages, $4. So now it's time for the #1 most anticipated comics for next week, which was April 6, 2022. Hard to believe we're a quarter way through the year already. And this one, it goes to Batman issue 122. We're in the Shadow War at this point. This is part 2. This is continued from Shadow War Alpha issue 1, and then it's continued in Deathstroke Incorporated issue 8. Now, I have not read this issue yet as of recording, but you guys should read Deathstroke Incorporated issue 7, as this is tying into this whole Shadow War thing. So if you haven't read this week's current comic books, go read that book. I'm going to read it myself because I didn't know that it has major implications going into the Shadow War. But speaking of this, you know, the description here is Ra's al Ghul is dead and Talia is out for revenge. Batman is on the case to find Deathstroke before Talia's elite killers do. But Batman starts to piece together that not everything is what it seems in Raz's death, and knows whom he must interrogate to get answers. Talia herself. Can the two former lovers ever work together again? Yeah, I'm sure they can. Plus, a backup tale showing the secret first fight between Batman and Deathstroke. Why? Why do we need that? It's 40 pages and $5. Why can't you make the 40 pages $5 the whole event? I don't want a different story with Batman fighting Deathstroke from 35 years in the past. It might be a cool story, don't get me wrong. But when you're going to charge a book $5 and 40 pages and you have this major event go on, make it a bigger book and expand on the main story. That pisses me off. Whatever. I'm excited for the main story. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. We'll see what happens. I love Deathstroke as a character. Whenever he's involved with Batman, it just ups the ante, man. So looking forward to it. 40 pages, $5, like I said. So there you guys have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated comics for next week. And guys, if you like top 10 comic book covers, please check out this video right here where you can click on it and vote for your favorite comic book cover. And of course, guys, as always, keep buying, keep collecting, but most importantly, keep reading those comics. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you real soon. Bye.